welcome to my channel. I've had some people ask me, how is it that I record the frog spawn and that under the water? This is my setup. So I have a waterproof case, which you put the camera in there and lock it, and it gives it a nice seal. There's your on button and your little control button thingy on there, and this then is the light that I use. It's a rechargeable light. It has, I think it's 3 lumens. It is daylight. So then you have that's the on, hopefully. There it is on. Then the next one, it dims it down. And then the next one again gives SOS signal. As you can see, I'm not in distress. I don't need an SOS at the moment, at any rate. And then you click it again, and then that goes off. Both these I got from eBay. So I attach the camera to a selfie stick, and then I put it in the pond like so, and then I either balance it somewhere, or which is it's not very easy in that pond, but if I fail to do that, if I can't balance it anywhere, so I get a stationary look at what's going on in the pond, I have to go into the pond area, and I kind of walk the camera around the outskirts and try and get as close to the frog spawn or the frogs or whatever it is I want to record in the pond. I never know what I've collected via film in the pond until I actually view it. So sometimes I leave the camera in there for an hour or so, and then I have to go through all that. I do change position of the camera if I leave it static in there. So maybe there could be a couple of hours of filming, but I go through it all then, and then I take out the bad bits, really. I edit it and take out the bad bits. It's a difficult choice, really, because sometimes you think, oh my goodness, what bits do I take out? Because sometimes the bad bits, and then you see something in the bad bit that doesn't make the bad bit bad anymore, but you can't leave it all in, so I do edit a lot. And yes, of what's happening in the pond. So I will be putting the camera in there today, so we'll have an update on the frog spawn. I'm hoping that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 have actually escaped the membrane, the jelly pod that they're in, to go and adventure out into the pond. They do have a lot of enemies. Things do eat the tadpoles. Dragonfly nymphs eat the tadpoles. Other frogs will eat the tadpoles. Lots of other things will eat the tadpoles, and of course they're a prime target for any leeches or anything like that. And of course sometimes you get the birds coming down and going in there, and then they will eat the tadpoles. So I mean, last year's result was absolutely amazing. There are absolutely thousands of little froglets in there, but for the froglets to survive, you know, and to come back to mate, and I think some of them have, because there were a few sort of tiny frogs in there this year, and of course they come back then every year to where they hatched or where they were spawned, and then they reproduce when they're of age in the pond. So yeah, we'll take a look. I'll probably put this in after the frog spawn bit, so that you can see or understand then how I've taken the shots I have. So let's hope that I get some good shots today. So also because it's a little cold and the sunshine hasn't hit the pond yet, so amphibians, things like that, they need to warm up a bit before they get very active. I'll see if I can put the camera in again later on this afternoon when it's when they've warmed up a bit. Maybe you can see a little bit of more action, so to speak, you know. So yes, it's not that cold, but we had a little tad of rain overnight, and so everything is damp this morning, which is good. The ducks will have a field day today in the lane, and then they'll just be coming in now shortly, and they'll be going in the garden and they'll have a blast. So yes, so slugs 0 and ducks loads, hopefully. So yeah, I'll quack on and see what eggs I've got. Morning, Al. Oh dear. Yes, the garden will come on a treat now. I hope so. I think it will. What are you doing, ducks? You've got a lot to say, haven't you, ducks? Let's see if we can find Twitter-pated birds. Hello, Miss Rose. Hello, Miss Pearl. Hello, Miss. You're not Rosa. You're Miss. You're Miss. My gracious, Miss Josephine. So update on the polytunnel. The salads are growing lovely. It's raining. Perhaps I should bring you with me. So, update on the polytunnel. So this is bed 1 in here. I have obviously pak choi. And the tomatoes seem to be coming on. I need to water them. I also have to install my irrigation pipes. I do have overhead watering system to put in. Perhaps I'll be lucky to have my sons do it for me. So I have some salads, some more tomatoes, and onions and whatnot in these. Yeah, they are looking a bit dry. In this one I've got various salads. Yay, cinnamon romaine! I've managed to grow some, and obviously some lolo rosso. I had my first harvest, because if you can take the outer leaves, the other day. Unfortunately though, I mean it tasted delicious, but unfortunately I put some Caesar salad dressing on it and I ruined it. But hey ho, I think it's best to have your salad when it's fresh out of the garden with the littlest amount of whatever on it, if it needs dressing at all. But I won't be dressing the next little meal I get off these. So, swirl alert. In that one there is tomato. I've mixed up all the beds, so there's Ponderosa Pink, there's Amish Paste, there is Mortgage Lifter, there's other things as well. I've also got some, oh, he's looking a bit wilty, but I've only just transplanted this one, I think yesterday. And so I've got parsley, more lolo rosso, more onions, and I've got some beetroot. Yes. Some more tomatoes again in this one. And I've put some fennel in as well. There's some of my shelves there. So more tomato plants and brassicas and other brassicas down there, and some squashes. I've got squash chieftain, that's a butternut squash, and then I've got more tomatoes over there, but I've got a cucumber in that one. So I've got cucumbers up there. I still have to make more raised beds in here, or at least pot them up. So I think this is, yes, that's Swiss chard bright lights. More Swiss chard there, so I have to transplant these, which I'll probably do today. And there is that's a squash, that's a butternut squash. And this is another bed I did yesterday. I'm so relieved I got these beds done. They do need another watering. And I have in there, I'm just transplanting things and trying to bring them on. I've got some peppers there. I didn't do so well with the peppers, but I think obviously it's not the seeds, it's me. I wasn't very diligent with my potting mix, and yes, so I was just using the compost that I had, and I didn't put any vermiculite or perlite in it. Consequently, I think that the compost was too rich, and they didn't have enough area in the compost for the roots to grow and do their thing. So, and I've done this bed as well, and I have an onion to put in. So pot him in. Some sweet peas, they need transplanting. I'll put those in different pots today. I have to do this chamomile today. I've got these chieftain that I need to get sorted. So, and I've got more brassicas here. Do you see what I mean about if you're using these things and the roots get quite bound? So I'll transplant these all today as well. And then these are my leeks. So